So today's topic is spiritual personality. So we are going to see the two things in this area. What I have thought, I have written, perhaps you can also add what you think. According to this morning Murli, Baba was talking about our personality. So two main personality. One is purity and the other is peace. So today Baba talked about peace, purity, and I think the production will be happiness. So what is spiritual personality in our Brahman life? So these are the two ones. But we are in Gyan for so many years, we can see how, to what extent, this personality has been developed. But what is the reason that the soul lacks this personality? And what is the result of that? So first, I like to share in that area. Then later, I also want to share what are the signs, the specialities of the personality of purity. Means this power of purity or personality of purity, what wonder it can do. So the first one is, what is the reason that we lack the personality of purity and peace? And the reason is lack of introvertness and lack of concentration. In Hindi, there is one word Baba uses, ekagrata, and that is the mind is total concentrated. Whatever you are doing in your Brahman life, the full focus is there, and you are doing with great interest and love. So it means the mind is not in the stage of upheaval or disturbance. So the reason why I don't have the power of purity and peace is somewhere or another that I lack these two powers. But why do I lack these two powers? And again, the reason is the foundation of purity is weak. So it means the mind is thinking a lot of waste thoughts. Perhaps not impure thoughts anymore in our Brahman life, but definitely somewhere or another, the mind can go into waste. So that upheaval in the mind, disturbance in the mind, will not allow the mind to be concentrated. So what is the one main instrument you can think which can help in our Brahman life to get back into that level of mind which is completely concentrated and pure? What do you think? That one main yukti, not yukti, actually it's like a main force for our mind that can help our mind to be in that stage of total concentration, total stability in the mind. So what is that instrument Baba has introduced to all of us in our Brahman life? What do you think that? Huh? What did you say? Remembrance. Yes, what else? Disciplines of Brahman life. What else? Positive thinking. What else? Yeah, very close to answer. Just one step more. Huh? Murli. Soul conscious, yes. Sorry? Seeing the speciality, yes. Determination. Okay, so whatever you say is right. But Baba's word says, is the pure thought. So pure thought is the main instrument, like a vehicle where you have to ride. Because this pure thought will work automatic ride. You understand? You know, in the Lokik word there are two kinds of ride. One you have to push. The other is just little touch and it starts. So the pure thought is like automatic ride. You know, you just sit on this pure thought vehicle, it will work automatically. So the pure thought. So for the spiritual personality, I do need the foundation of pure thoughts in my mind. And then I thought, power of peace. What are the practical, in the daily life, what I can do to accumulate this power of peace to make my spiritual personality. So let's say you start your day from morning till evening. So in which area I can pay attention to so that I don't get involved into wasteful thoughts. So first one is that pack up, the power to pack up. For example, one or another scene continues to come in front of me, and I use the mind, stable mind, to see the scene of drama as a detached observer, then I will not have waste thoughts. But for example, I have not got so much controlling power over my mind, and the mind goes into waste, then which is the power I can use? And that is called power to pack up. Pack up all waste. And what is the reason I do get into this thinking of waste? What is the reason that I get into this thinking of waste? Why I lose the control over my mind? Actually, it is not a virtue, right? Must be a defect. So what is that something in me, the weakness, that is the one causing these waste thoughts in my mind? Old sanskars? Yeah, old sanskar, but particular one old sanskar, which is really a troublemaker. Ego, expectation, lack of focus, body conscious, desires, looking at others. So sum up with one word is called extrovertness. Yeah, so my mind is extrovert, isn't it? Looking at others, being influenced by scene of drama, by moods of others. So I'm not stable at that time. So extrovert. So the extrovertness is the one reason which also causes in my mind waste thoughts. And the next one I wrote is that in order to collect the power of peace, I do need the power of concentration. So what are the signs that yes, I have the power of concentration? Focus, total focus. So what do you think? What are the signs? How do I know I have a good concentration? No waste, No waste anymore. Every step. Are able to stay in yoga, okay. Full stop. Success, yes. Mind and intellect are together. Okay, but these are very practical sign, very practical sign. Yes, happiness. So first is where the mind is in the state of complete peace, one of the sign will be contentment. That I am contented wherever I am, in whatever country I am living, in whatever circumstances I am in, whatever tests coming in front of me, isn't it? My mind is completely peaceful, so I am contented. And second, Baba always talks about this in the Sakar Murlis, the blessings. That children, what will you do when you are contented and peaceful? One work you will be doing whole day. You will be distributing peace and happiness. So one is your state of mind is peaceful. The other is your nature. You are happy. And third is you will be distributing happiness to everyone because you are contented. When there is peacelessness, then there is no contentment and no happiness. So whomsoever I meet, I might be complaining or repeating the event, what happened, isn't it? So the other way around, my mind is peaceful, is contented, then my work will be to distribute happiness. So this is the power of peace which will work in your personality, that you will remain always happy and you will have good concentration and you will distribute happiness. So now we move to the other area of personality, purity. So power of purity in my personality. So Baba has talked about purity 3 levels. One is, of course, action level celibacy, but also Baba talks about purity of words and mind, thoughts. So how this power of purity will work? So if I say I have a spiritual personality of purity, so what are the speciality of purities? What I will be doing in my Brahman life during the day? So what service I will be doing with this power of purity? The first one is the power of purity will finish the fire of anger. Impurity comes, when there is impurity, there is anger. When there is power of purity, then that soul is able to cool down its own anger as well as others. This is the first sign. It can make cool. It's like, when it's a very hot atmosphere, you are out, it's heat, and when you come into the room where there is air condition, is the feelings of coolness takes place. The same, that the fire of anger can be removed. Second, the power of purity. Second is it can finish all the disturbance in your own mind and in other people's mind, the disturbance of waste thoughts. So there is a disturbance in subtle level, isn't it, in the mind. So the second is it can finish the disturbance of waste thoughts in our own mind and others. And third one is it can also finish the power of purity, the old sanskaras. Now this has a big list, isn't it? Old sanskar. As Dadi talked this morning, very subtle ego in the soul. Dadi was talking about in some or another corner this ego is hidden. Now when you are a yogi, when you say, I had a good yoga today, what is that? I was in subtle region, I was experiencing this. So sometimes the ego can come in yogi stage. I am very good jnani. So subtle kinds of old sanskaras will be destroyed with the power of purity. And the next is the power of purity can also erase all the mental diseases. Lot of mental disease, confusion, depression, let's say loneliness, mental conflict, lot of mental diseases. So it can finish this power of purity. The next one is very interesting. The power of purity will enable you to have easily self-transformation. And so you will not find it's a struggle or hard to transform yourself. The power of purity will enable the soul to have easily self-transformation. And the power of purity also, this is the power of purity which allows you to develop two more powers of the mind. Which are those two powers? Because now with those two powers, you will be able to finish all your problems of your life. What do you think? Which are two powers? With the power of purity, you can create that two abilities in your mind. What do you think? Two we need here. Yes, power to discriminate and the power to, no, discrimination, remember the 8 powers, one goes together? Judge, yes. The power to make decision, judgment power. No? So this power of purity will help your mind to discriminate the different forms of Maya. And then only soul can decide accurately. It means when these two powers exist in the soul, then the soul will not experience obstacles, right? Why do I experience obstacles of Maya? The reason is I lack, I can't discriminate. Sometimes the mind is going through Maya, can't even recognize I have a Maya, isn't it? So the discrimination power. So many times the mind is not able to recognize godly Maya. Baba calls it Ishvariya Maya, godly Maya. So this Maya comes in different forms where the mind thinks, well, I am right. Even the soul is wrong, still the thought is coming, I am right. This is how it happens, So these thoughts, when the mind is speaking up, it means Maya is working. So the two powers which can help is the power to discriminate and the power to judge. But these two powers will come from the power of purity. Yes. And then I can only finish the obstacles, the problems of my own life. And then I can also help others. And the next one is, with the power of purity, your mind can be much, much away from the attractions of this Kali Yuga world. Unlimited attractions of this Kali Yuga world. We all know. Money is one of the attraction, wealth, power. So mind can be detached, can see this is a limited attainment, but let me get the unlimited attainment. So the power of purity, the mind can be away from the attraction, limited attraction. And the next one I wrote is that with the power of pure thought, your thought can reach, pure thought can reach to any soul in this world, even that soul is thousands of miles away from you. Because it's such a pure thought, it can reach. Like, in the aeroplane, when there is a pure fuel, it can fly, isn't it? So the mind, when it is pure, the thoughts are pure, it can reach to any soul. So next one is the power of purity the power of purity is only method to remain under the protection of God. When the mind is pure, then you are under the protection of God. Otherwise, Dadi was saying today, the inheritance of Ravan. Otherwise, the soul is under the influence of Ravan. So with the power of purity, I can experience the protection of God. The next one is that with the power of purity, I can experience flying stage. Flying stage. So what is the definition of flying stage? You know, Baba talks about 3 levels. One is flying stage. The second is horse riders. The first one is, I am going other way around. First, second, third. The first is the one who is walking. The second is horse rider. The third is flying stage. So the first is the mind, which is only planning. After 1 week, this introvert group, I will do something else, planning only. Planning. The second level of mind will be thinking, okay, from tomorrow I start, I take jump, do something for my self-progress. But the flying stage is a mind, no matter what obstacle comes, but it can go beyond. It cannot be affected by obstacles. So we should know up till now what are the obstacles, isn't it? In our Brahman life it can come. The obstacles of old sanskars. Our old sanskars. So how do you know your mind is in obstacle stage? So let's say when you sit in yoga, in meditation, so your mind is, somehow you find your mind is being pulled by one particular thing again and again and again, and you are repeating in your mind again and again. You are worrying about that particular thing again and again. So that is called obstacle. So let's say I go to the doctor today and I found out I have something wrong with my body health, and then I sit in meditation, my mind will go to that particular thought. So I continue to worry about, think about, repeat in my mind. That is called obstacle in our Brahman life. Because otherwise when we sit in yoga, isn't it one of the sign of yogi is that your mind is not being pulled by any human being or your old sanskar, the mind is free. But if it is being pulled and again, repetition or worrying is called obstacle. So the power of purity will enable my mind to be in flying stage. So flying stage means very light. So not carrying any burden, not having any conflict, or not experiencing any kind of bondage. So the mind is free. And the next one is that when there is a power of purity, then the impure sanskar or impure thought cannot attack your mind. So, that's what it is called yoga power, isn't it? Last time we were here in December month, we had a class on willpower and yoga power. What is the difference in between two? Willpower and yoga power. In the Lokik world also people have lot of willpower, but not yoga power. But we have yoga power. So what is the definition of yoga power? Is that my mind is not attacked by old sanskar. So that's so much power of yoga you have, that your mind is not influenced by your own old sanskar. So that's the power of purity is. So I take power from Baba, the power of pure thoughts, to such an extent that it cannot be affected by impure sanskar. The next one is power of purity. It gives the third eye the one who is without third eye, this power of purity also can give third eye of knowledge to others. And the power of purity in our personality can also change the attitude and thoughts of others. Have you done this experiment? When your mind is completely, not in the defeat stage, not in sorrowful stage, not feeling sad, it's completely pure, peaceful, beneficial feelings, and some other soul come with impure vision and drishti, then this power of purity can change their mind and attitude. And also, this power of purity can make other souls' mind pure. That's very big power, isn't it? So one is my mind is pure. The next one is that the one who is in front of me, the soul, who has maybe whatever stage, it can also influence their mind, make it pure. So this is called power of purity. Now, to have these, signs in my life, and also the signs of peace, is called spiritual personality. But a day before, we had some little chit-chat with Dadi Janki. So we just talked about that one area, let's say, if someone defames me and I haven't done anything wrong, I told Dadi, somewhere or another, even for 1 second, I experience little 1 second the wave of sorrow. Maybe not deep sorrow, but sorrow. So she was saying why we get into that stage. So she explained lack of bodiless stage. So when we are seeing the scene of drama in front of us and we are in the bodiless stage, she says then our mind will not be pulled by the sorrow of others. It happens, isn't it, sometimes when other person is going through some stage and I am not here in bodiless stage, deep soul conscious stage, so my mind can be influenced or pulled. So the practice is like a surgeon, like a doctor. So what the doctor does when he operates the patient, isn't it, he makes sure he is not being infected and he has to be alert in that area, otherwise he might be diseased. So the same state of mind is just an observer as well as very much in bodiless stage where the operation is being done, because the task is, isn't it, the other person has the thorn of sorrow inside, and the task is we have to take out that thorn out from their heart and also make sure it doesn't come to me. So it has to be, and also the patient has to not to feel that thorn is taken out. Isn't it, when little thorn comes on your finger or somewhere and when you take it out, it's painful, isn't it? It's same that the sorrow to take out from others' heart and mind, and the stage I need is to be in bodiless stage, so I don't get pulled into that sorrow and yet do very smooth task, operation task, that when I am taking out their thorn, also they don't feel it, that kind of feelings. So the bodiless stage is the one of the practice the soul needs. Practically nowadays, our Brahman's work, isn't it, to join the hearts of people, bring unity and love and peace through our this personality of peace and purity. So I feel the work is of needle and thread. So, needle and thread, it just starts to stitch, isn't it? and the task of the Caesar will be to cut, So my image in my mind will be, as a Brahmin, to keep this personality, to not just to remind myself again and again. I think to be just in that stage now that yes, Baba has sent me to do this work of needle and thread, is to stitch or to bring the souls together. And the other thing is our personality of purity and peace will be continuous to vibrate. Vibrate is that giving always the vibration of peace. Even though maybe I am not directly involved in this task, but wherever I am, I can give. So I give you one example. There was one brother, and he was going for service. So he told me this his experience, which I liked very much. So he was crossing a red light. So while crossing red light, he got hit by a taxi, and he jumped from one place to another place. So the driver, he was shocked, and but he came to this our brother, yogi brother, Brahmin brother. So the driver asked this brother, are you okay? Are you okay? He said, I am okay. What about you? So Brahmin brother was in the state of peace, calmness, and the driver was in the shock stage, because actually it is not driver's mistake. It was the mistake of that soul, one who crossed the red light. And so it so happened, even the driver became calm. So the realization is that even in such situations, isn't it, when my mind is calm and peaceful, then the other person whose mind is not calm and peaceful, through my mind, I can calm them down. And what happened is that the ambulance came, and then they took this brother to the hospital first for checkup. But the driver continued to be in the stage of shock. He said, what will happen now? So anyway, at the end, the philosophy of karma, we worked out why it happened. Why it happened? The reason was careless. Okay. According to karma philosophy, if nothing happened to that Brahmin brother, nothing happened, no fracture, nothing. So he thought that maybe I have been doing in my Brahman life lot of charity, Baba's work. And perhaps lot of good karma I have done. So today was emergency time. Like when you have emergency time, you have plenty of money in the bank, you withdraw the check. So he said, today I withdraw the check. That means lot of good karma in your bank. So no fracture, nothing happened. So I am safe. It means I took out lot of big amount of good karma from my bank. So I am safe. That is fine, right? But also created karma, isn't it? Because few hundred people stopped on the road, and they must be thinking, who made this mistake? Who is the one who did all this? We are waiting, people get impatient, waste thought. So all these 500 people who are waiting on the road, these 500 thoughts must be in the account of waste thoughts. So in the next, now what I must do to remove these waste thoughts, means it is already in my account now, is to change my sanskara or personality of which one? Carelessness. So this is how it will be worked out. So to change my sanskara of carelessness and to be alert and awake. And it's good we are doing a lot of good karma, so we can withdraw the check, but make sure also we continue to accumulate.